Okay, hey guys, what's up? Today I'm going to be showing you how to get Steam on your Chromebook. The first thing you're going to do is go into settings, scroll down to where it says Linux Beta, but before we continue on with this whole thing, just wanted to make a little side note. I'm going to leave a link in the description for the Google support page on the list of supported cross-TUNI enabled devices. If your device isn't on that list, then this tutorial will be of no use to you. For those of you who checked the link in the description for the Google support page and your machine was on the list, all you gotta do is go to settings and scroll down, click turn on for the Linux beta option. Now continuing on, what I'm gonna do is just some basic container replacement. Because I don't like Debian. It's a pain in the ass half the time. Plus, some things are made overly complicated on Debian. I'm going to be replacing it with Arch Linux, which is one of my favorite distributions to use on containers, to install onto a container because it's a lot less painless to use. So the first thing you're going to do is, if you want to see the tutorial of how I got Arch, well, basically a slower version of what I'm going to do now, I'm going to put a link in an info card above to the last video I did on how to install Arch Linux into a cross-TUNI container. So click that link if you want a slower version of what I'm doing here. But without further ado, let's continue, because I don't want this video to drag on forever. Okay, so basically the commands I'm putting in is just, the command I'm putting in here is just going to instate the OS to the container. But that's not all you have to do. You have to install a bunch of packages. You have to set up vsudo and stuff. So again, if you want to know how to do that, there will be an info card above to one of the last tutorials I did on how to set your Chromebook up like I did. And also, for those of you who want to confirm that your device is cross-TUNI enabled, go check the link in the description to the Google support page for that. So without further ado, let's continue here. Okay. Basically, this command, the one I'm entering, just updates the databases. You can use the same command minus the Y to install a package. Or if you want to search for a package, you can do capital S, lowercase s. Like, so you'll do pacman, capital S, lowercase s, but with whatever. We're going to just quickly move on here because I don't want to drag this video on to forever land here. So, also when you're editing the sudoers file, just be very careful what you do, because if you uncomment the wrong line here, what can happen is you can severely fuck up the OS, and that's not what we want. I don't know why I have so much trouble saying sudoers. It's one of those words that, for me, I can't pronounce when I'm talking for whatever reason. But whatever. Oops. Almost. There we go. In my opinion, Arch Linux is just very easy to use, and if the package you want isn't included in the default repository, you have the Arch user repository, which is accessible very easily, which has a like a whole list of packages that you may want, but luckily Steam is going to be one of those that are included in the default keyring, so we don't have to search the Arch user repository for that. But yeah, oops. So yeah, this shouldn't take too long. Again, info card above to the how I set up my Chromebook for or the I think it was called how I set up my Chromebook for basic gaming video. Well, that was the title. I don't know. I can't talk today, so if I start not making sense, you know why. Because I'm just starting to wake up. So yeah. But yeah. We're almost done with the container setup, thankfully. Again, it's very short and simple. Whatever you do, don't follow the guide on the Arch Linux wiki for Chromebooks, because half of their commands are just pointless and it will confuse you. Because that tutorial hasn't been updated for years. So if you want an in-depth tutorial of what I'm doing here, again, check out the video in the info card. I know I'm mentioning the info card a lot. Just want to make sure everyone kind of understands what they're doing. The nice thing about this is even if you don't have much experience with Linux, you can kind of get the hang of it pretty fast. So yeah. Because Arch Linux is very, very easy to use. There's not many very complicated commands like you would see in Debian, where like you have long commands that are very hard to memorize. So yeah. The reason I'm going through this so fast and I'm not explaining what I'm doing is because I don't want this tutorial to be like 45 minutes long. So sorry if I'm going a little too fast with the container setup here. It's just because I want to get to the main point of the video. So this is basically all of step 2, just container setup. In all honesty, it's very, very simple. But after this, it's just kind of rebooting the VM. Why am I having so much trouble talking today? I feel like I'm choking on each word that I say. Okay, there we go. There we go. Do that. This step 3 is just gonna be you're gonna start up the terminal app, then you're gonna right click shut down Linux beta, and just keep clicking the terminal icon until it launches. Which shit, I launched one too many of. Okay, good, it didn't reinstate Debian. When you're setting this up, if you don't, when you're imaging the container, you want to give the new container name the name Penguin, so it doesn't automatically reinstate the default Debian container, because then you have a whole mess going on there where you have to kind of rename containers and shit, and that's just 2 unnecessary steps nobody wants to take. But we're going to install, now that we're in the main environment, we're going to install nano with the command sudo pacman dash capital S nano, and then we're going to do sudo nano etc /etc /pacman.conf. Then you're going to scroll down to where you would see multilib, and then you're going to uncomment that. You're going to uncomment the multilib line. Oops, not the multilib testing. This one. You uncomment it. You uncomment it by just backspacing the hash sign character out of the file. So there you go. If you want to recomment it for whatever reason, just re-add the hash. But we're going to do sudo pacman sy to make sure we can see the multilib repository there. Now we're going to do sudo pacman s steam-native-runtime. And this is where you want to follow this. You want to select 4, which is TTF cross-core. And here it doesn't matter, just whatever. From there, just click enter and you should be fine. You're going to wait for it to install. Then once it installs, I'm going to pause so I'll pause and sign in, because don't want anyone seeing my account details, especially, God forbid somebody just decides to steal the entire game library, then it's like, fuck. But whatever. Again, the Google support page will be linked in the description, and I'll put the couple of commands that I mentioned earlier in the video down there. Oh, like I did with the last tutorial I did on the cross-TNT containers, I'll put the text tutorial in the description that I will make myself. So, yeah. Oh, come on. Sometimes it can be a little slow, so just bear with me here. There we go. It's moving along pretty fast, which is good. We don't want it to be slow. There we go. We're going to search Steam. You're going to go to Launcher, search Steam, right-click where the one that says Steam Native, and then you're going to click Pin to Shelf, and then you're just going to launch it like that. But here's where I'm going to pause. Well, actually, I'll pause after this update finishes, because don't need anybody seeing my password. God forbid somebody sees my password. I'm going to be fucked. But, yeah. No, it's just, this is what you're going to see as soon as you open Steam. It's just going to be installing an update. Oh, Lord. Sometimes I wonder why I do shit like this. Alright, I'm going to pause here. Okay. Now that I signed in, we're going to get to the main page. There's still one more thing we got to do. If you want to run Windows applications, or like if you want to run PC games on here, you're going to have to do this step. Go to the settings, Steam Play. You're going to go down to where it says Advanced. Check off the box next to Enable Steam Play for all other titles. Doesn't matter which version you use. Doesn't matter which version you select. It'll most commonly select the latest Proton build. Then you're just gonna restart Steam, and you'll be done. There you go. You're all done. I'm gonna close out of this. Don't need this open anymore. and we won't be needing this open anymore. Don't know why that's still going. But that's it for this video. See you guys in the next one.